Hi, this is Dr. Graves with the Cal State Northridge Geography Department. This is a video tutorial designed to help students work their way through the retail and warehouse site location lab called the Doughnut Lab. So for those of you who are joining through Canvas, click on the link that opens the Doughnut Lab map. A new browser window will open. Click Open in Map Viewer. The Doughnut Lab will appear. The first thing you want to do is to sign in. So click over here, sign in. You will want to click your ArcGIS organization's URL if Cal State Northridge button doesn't already appear. If you have forgotten, it's CSUN GIS. Those of you who are using this from another school, outside, you'll have to use your own ArcGIS login. You can click remember this URL if you don't want to do this step again. Click continue. Click on the California State University Northridge button and log in. You may expect to do the two-step authorization through Duo, and something like this may appear. Or it may appear more like this. So what we have is a map of coffee shops, donut shops in the San Fernando Valley. If you click on the layers tool here, you'll see the other possible layers. If it's hidden, expand over here, do as you must to find the proper toolbars on the right and left. Later you will take a look at the warehouse options. There are two. That's the first task you are asked to do. There are other layers that we will deal with: trade areas, a zip code map for reference, census tracts, which has the data that we will use to make decisions, and the census tract centroids, which are, if you zoom in, at the middle of each of the census tracts. So we can turn those others off for the moment, and you may want to zoom out just a bit. The first question is just to have you click on a donut shop in Canvas. You will get the instructions on where to look for it, and just so you remember how to use the pop-up window. So stop and answer that question. The second question, probably you should turn the zip code layer on and take a look at the pattern that you have. And this is a common first step in any kind of research project, is to just become aware of the pattern of the data and the general trends that are available just by looking and doing very simple statistics in your head on where are the donut shops and where are they not? What neighborhoods are well served and what neighborhoods are poorly served by donut shops? Answer a question or two regarding that. So for the first part of this assignment, you're to imagine yourself working for a consultancy agency that helps businesses acquire property. You've been hired to help a major food distributor whose primary customers are bakeries and donut shops. Because those businesses are small, they do not have lots of storage space, so they need very regularly scheduled deliveries of sugar, flour, sprinkles, cream filling, all the things that go into making donuts. Your task is to identify a location from which to deliver supplies to all the donut shops that minimizes the cost to the company that has employed you. They want to minimize the amount of hours that their truck drivers drive and gasoline that they supplies. So after consultations with the company about the size of the warehouse, the amount of money the company has, and all of that, you have identified two empty locations marked on the map as warehouse options. So click that. And so if I turn off the donut shop layer, you will see that there is two of these. One is marked in red and one is marked in blue. And so your concern is also the number of deliveries that must be made to each of the donut shops. If the delivery company must make daily deliveries to each of the warehouses, then you would recommend a least cost location because it would minimize the total distance between the warehouse and each donut shop, therefore minimizing travel costs generated by gasoline and hours paid and trucks and all of that sort of thing. In order to find this place, we'll have to calculate the middle point of all the donut shops on the map. This middle point is the average location or the spatial mean, which you have probably calculated at least once in this course already. In order to calculate a mean center from the cloud of donut shops, you will have to click Save and Save As so that you have write access. We're going to call this, or you can call it whatever you want. I will call mine Steve, and I want to make sure that I'm saving it to a folder that is mine. This one's mine, the home folder. So yours should look something perhaps like this. Click Save, and then you have write access to it. If you are a student at my university, or a university that has a license, then you will have the full suite of options available to you. So click on Donut Shops in order to activate that layer, and then click over here, not on the Styles, but on the Analysis button. Click on Tools, click on Summarize Center and Dispersion. You can select Central Feature, but what we really want is the mean feature, and that will be the minimum distance between each of these coffee shops and some point in the middle. Click on the plus layers button, then from that select donut shop. Donut shops, this is our input feature. Click on Central Feature, click on Mean Center. We're not going to use a weight field or a grouping field. Give it an output name, MC for Mean Center of Donuts, and then click Run. If you want to check your progress, click here in History, and you can watch the software calculate a mean center. Expect it to take about a minute, and when it finishes, you will have a couple of points on your map that you didn't have before, one blue and one green. The blue dot represents the donut shop at the closest to the mean center, and the green dot actually is the mean center. Pause at this point and answer a couple of questions. Okay, so under the assumption that each donut shop gets a daily delivery, you would want to locate somewhere near the unweighted mean center. But if some donut shops require multiple deliveries per day or multiple deliveries per week and others do not, then you would want to minimize the travel distance by generating a different statistic. So click once again on Donut Shops, click once again on Analysis, click on Tools, and this time the input feature is still the donut shop, and we still want a mean center and the central feature, but we're going to select Sales as our weighted field. And then our output name will change to WMC for weighted mean center. Click Run, and you can click History to watch the progress if you so desire. After a minute or so, the weighted mean center for a second calculation appears on the map. Click on Effects and highlight this weighted mean center donuts, and when you click on Effects, click on Invert to differentiate the points. This time the central feature is green and the weighted mean center is red. Zoom into this area and answer a couple of questions regarding the minimum travel distance for an occasional delivery model. The last tool that you will be asked to do in the warehousing section of this assignment is a driving time analysis, a driving distance analysis. So click on the analysis tool, click on tools, click on use proximity, click on calculate travel cost. So we want to know how long in total trucks would be on the road from, and I'm going to do it from the weighted mean center. You will be asked to repeat this, but with the mean center donut to answer questions, and the layer is to the donut shop. So from the weighted mean center to all of the donut shops, we want to know the driving distance, and we'll leave the departure time unspecified, and the route will follow the streets, and we'll give it a name, and this is calculate travel cost weighted mean center to donut shops, and you could call it, and that would work. Save it in the folder and click run. It'll take a minute, and it's a cool tool. One of the things you might do in the meantime is to click on the base map, and you can see that it's the world street map now, but a night map or dark gray canvas helps this pattern that's going to be put on the map stand out. Maybe the dark gray canvas is the best of them. So wait a minute, and then and now we can see the travel times between all of the donut shops. I need to turn off my centroid map, and the weighted mean center. So click on this new layer that you have and click on routes, and then click on configure charts, add a chart, add a histogram. The number is, we'll do driving distance in miles, and then I'll have you answer questions about it in kilometers. And so the total driving distance in miles for this location is the sum down here, 838 miles. And that would be the answer if I asked you that in kilometers. So I will have you change this a couple of times, once to perhaps kilometers, and then driving time, which would give you the time on the streets, and answer a couple of questions. That ends this half of the donut lab.